Last year, while collecting the internet's finest nightmare-inducing sleepover games, I encountered a ton of games using playing cards as a gimmick. I organized them into two categories: invocation games or divination games. Invocation games are generally ritualized, meaning that they involve a lot of different steps and tools and should be done in a particular order at a particular time. Generally, only one card out of the whole deck is used. On the other side of the spectrum, divination games tend to use the whole deck. They generally assign some type of meaning to each color, value, and face cards. These generally rely on the player's intuition to draw the correct card. The game I'm trying out today falls into the first category, an invocation game. Today I will be playing Lady Spades. The instructions of the version I'm playing today come from... Actually, it took me so long to finish this video that the post and the whole page have been deleted. So instead I'll use Lucia Peters' article for theghostinmymachine.com on Lady Spades as instructions. So link in the description for the article. Lady Spades, or the Queen of Spades, depending on the source, seems to be quite popular in the midnight/sleepover game realm. I found numerous iterations of it, but I was unable to track the original creator of this specific version. After a little digging, I found that Queen of Spades originally was a variant of the Millbones game. How did it go from a normal tabletop game to a scary game though? I'm not sure. All I found is already in the article linked below. According to the article, credits for the spookification of the game goes to Redditor Jazzy Fingers. Sadly, the original Reddit post seems to also have been deleted. Direction-wise, this is probably the most advanced game I have played in this series. Let's go over them before I try the game. Lady Spades is a pandemic-friendly game, meaning that it only involves one player. Otherwise, to play the usual ritual game package is needed. A candle, something to light it, a dark room, a mirror, and lipstick. The ritual is divided in 3 parts: the summoning, the wishing, and the ending. At midnight, in a quiet room, players may set up the ritual space, 2 lit candles in front of a mirror, Lady of Spades in their hand, facing the mirror. Now they may color. Lady Spades appear, 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 Lady Spades appear. The key to a successful invocation seems to be the player's mindset, or rather, their ability to visualize and manifest. While calling upon Lady Spades, they should try to visualize her, a lady shrouded in black, black-eyed, a deformed face. The player may now open their eyes. You have now invoked Lady Spades. The game now splits into 2 scenarios, the good ending and the bad endings. Good ending first. Upon opening their eyes and seeing Lady Spades, the player may tell her their wish while maintaining eye contact. She shall grant it or not. The player may now end the ritual. Otherwise, if the player finds themselves in any of these situations...
The candle is out, the card is facing you, the card is missing. You see a woman in the mirror with her hand pressed up against it. You fail to maintain eye contact. She declines to grant your wish.
The ritual is considered unsuccessful. The player shall perform the bad ending accordingly. Ending a successful ritual could not be more straightforward. Say out loud, Lady Spades disappear. Wipe the mirror and blow out the candle. On the other hand, an unsuccessful ending is trickier. First, the player needs to identify why it failed. Several scenarios are outlined in the instructions. Each scenario has its own little protocol to keep Lady Spades contained and keep the player safe. This part I find a little confusing. All scenarios have almost the same steps, but sometimes in a different order. So I made myself a little cheat sheet. I'm so glad I did, because now that I know that most of the time the answer is just to burn the card and break the mirror, I'm tempted to just forget about the other steps honestly. When in doubt, just burn everything, I guess. Also, I find it interesting that dealing with a candle that has gone out or a card facing the wrong way requires more actions to be done than, I don't know, a supernatural being trying to get out of the mirror. I'm sorry, but a candle blown out or a card misplaced is far less concerning than a successfully summoned spirit trying to free themselves. I can tell that whoever originally wrote the bad endings put a lot of effort into the first 2 and then got tired. To be fair, those are some very long instructions. It must have taken them a while. But seriously, breaking the mirror and burning the card if my wish isn't granted, that seems very dramatic. Anyway, so finally, if nothing happens, the ritual has failed. Simply ask Lady Spades to leave, out of caution. Clean the mirror, blow the candle, and burn the card. Never too cautious, I guess. So, first impressions. This seems like a cool game. Just reading it, I feel a little apprehensive and curious. I like how thought through the game is. The fact that there are so many bad endings makes it feel more real in a way, like someone tried and failed over and over and determined a set of steps to keep oneself safe. It also tells players that Lady Spades is dangerous without telling them that she's dangerous. Though I wish the bad endings came with a little bit more context. Like, for example, I don't really get why being denied a wish or losing the card requires such overreaction. By reading all the bad endings, I get the sense that she is dangerous and I can deduct that she will probably just be violent. But a part of me is still tempted to just not care. But it is also a fine line between not enough and giving too much and ruining the immersion. Anyway, let's just try it. Lady Spades appear. 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 Lady Spades disappear. Unsurprisingly, not much happened. No creepy lady, no wish, no nothing. But contrary to Kokori-san, I had fun. I can't say I was scared, perhaps apprehensive at most, but I still enjoyed myself. Actually, I would love to see that game featured in a fiction or a video game. I think Lady Spades has the potential to make for a terrifying game. I like the setup for the ritual, with the candles and the reflections. My only complaint with the game is that there is no real way of winning. To win, you need to see Lady Spades. This is the only way according to the rules. Not just to win, but also to go further in the game. You need to see her. This, to me, is a stupid condition. Your chances to see a lady dressed in black with a mangled face and black eyes in the reflection of your mirror are stupidly low. No matter how much you believe in that stuff, it is probably not going to happen, and that's stupid. What is the point of creating all these rules and different endings if it is impossible to go further than step 7? Only a third of the game is actually doable. To me, this is the most frustrating mistake that these games make, hoping for the impossible to happen and make the game worth playing. To me, instead of seeing her, to know she's here. Why not say that if the candle's flame is still, she's here. If it's not, she's not. If it blows out, she's out for blood. It is much more likely to happen, and therefore means player will have more chances to actually play for more than 2 minutes. I like the game, I like the ambience it tried to build, but I wish I could actually experience it. It feels like a premature ending. I just realized that I said I like the game, and now I'm backbiting it. I want to make it clear that I actually like the game. I, apparently, just suck at wording clear opinions. That's why I think it's time to create a rating system for these games. I think it will be easier and faster rather than relying on my brain to put together a cohesive review. I feel like I need to make it clear that I don't play these games in hope of actually contacting spirits or monsters. The goal here is just to scare myself or have fun. It's a scary game, that's the point. So of course I won't hold it against the game if I can't summon anything. But inviting a demon in is always a bonus. So I've been thinking about what makes a good midnight/sleepover game, and so far I've written down a few criterions that, for me, are essential. First, is it fun? Second, is it scary? Third, is it original? Fourth, is it playable for more than 2 minutes? To me, this is what I look for in a sleepover game. Of course, these criterions shall evolve with time. With that in mind, I guess it means that I can properly grade the game now. So, let's do it, I guess. Is it fun? Of course it will have been more fun to be able to play the whole game, but for the little bit I was able to do, it was quite fun. It was more fun than Kokori-san was. So I'd give it a 2 out of 3, I think is reasonable. So, is it scary? While reading the post I felt a little apprehensive at most, but while playing it I was perfectly fine. The ambience and the story that is being told through the different endings is a little eerie, but it's not really scary. But I think that I don't think of it as scary because I didn't really get a chance to experience the full story. But I think that if there was a way to play for more than 2 minutes, maybe I would have gotten scared. So I'd give it a 1 out of 3. If I had the chance to play for longer, maybe it would have been scarier. Is it original then? In this series, yeah, it's the only card game that I've tried so far, but it's not the only one I've seen. I would give it a 1 out of 2, because it may not be the most original game, but there was definitely an effort made on the storytelling and the ambience, the aesthetic of the game. That was definitely new. It's not the most original game ever, but it is, in its own category, kind of new. Is it playable for more than 2 minutes? Well, not really. It's the type of game that you read more than you play, so it kinda sucks, but whatever, I guess. To conclude, Lady Spades is a famous card-based midnight game with unique storytelling. Though it is not the scariest game, it is definitely the most thought through so far. The more I think about it, and the more I realize that it probably wasn't meant to be played, but only to be read, which is unfortunate for a game.